Hi, thanks for watching. Andy here. It's Tuesday, the 26th of February 2019. It's half moon day, third quarter day. The moon actually reaches 50% full, 11:27 a.m. UTC. That is the UK time at the moment. So 8 hours before that Pacific, 5 hours before that Eastern, 13 hours ahead if you're in New Zealand. That is a very long way from here. But I do love the global reach of YouTube. I love the way I can make friends all over the world and go about things that way. Right, lovely day here in Wales, UK, under a Sagittarius moon. It can be great fun. It can worry some people a little bit though, because Sagittarian plans are very big. You don't have to be a Sagittarian to be caught up in this when the moon's in Sag. But the moon is actually only in Sagittarius until Thursday the 28th, so we're not too far away from that. Then we get a Capricorn moon. Then it becomes more formal, more strict, more exacting. Less fun for Sagittarians, more fun for quite a lot of other people though, because it's more grounded, it's more stable. And we need that stability in our lives. In fact, having that stability, it's like yin and yang, you know. Having that stability means that we can kind of fly more with our creative ideas when the moon is disposed that way, and when we are disposed that way, which is the most important thing, really. Now then, the actual new moon, let me see exactly when that is. It's around the time, let me see, it's actually on the 6th of March, Wednesday the 6th of March, when we get that new moon. There's a complete lull of energy, but to me it's a very powerful time, because that's when we need to be open, and that's when we find the good influences coming in. It really is a strong time in that sense. So get cleaning, get clearing, and think, you know, let grandmother moon in to go through her next cycle and to be there and to love you and to look after you, because that really is the way it works. There's an Aquarius moon by the weekend, so things are that bit more quirky, that bit more fun, that bit less grounded, so the Capricorn influence isn't there forever. It's just there to kind of keep us pointing in the right direction, as far as I can tell. That's how it seems to me anyway. So, and you know what's happened? My tablet has just lost the thing, as it so often does. So let me see if I can bring it back and then talk actually about the moon alignments today and all the other planetary alignments. And here it is. The moon is square the sun. Now this means that there's a fair bit of tension in the air, and incompatibility can become an issue. Basically, don't paper over the cracks. Don't kind of just get past it somehow. Try and face up to it. Try and deal with it. Not the easiest thing, but I feel that problems that are tackled that way today will turn out to be smaller problems than it looked as if they were going to be. Turning points basically can happen today because of crises, and it's much, much better, rather than just be pushed in one direction because of a crisis, to actually try and work it out. There may be pressure to get things resolved very quickly, but you decide how you feel about that. Don't be pushed. Don't be kind of carried along with the current. Going with the flow is a wonderful thing. There's not much point trying to swim against the tide, is there really? But salmon do it for their own reason, and human beings are very complex people. So sometimes we just got to wait and see, no matter how strong the influences, no matter how powerful the impetus within us to do that. I'm going croaky again, excuse me. But the sun is sextile Mars, good time for assertiveness, for starting something new as well. That's been the case for a while, it's still the case. Mercury void in Pisces, also been the case for a little while. But this usually plays into wacky weather, which is normally about kind of storms and craziness. It's actually been a beautiful heat wave, completely out of place in February, but I'm glad to see it here in Wales, UK, and I believe in the rest of the UK as well. So quirky, strange, weird weather isn't always bad. It's always slightly worrying. I'm a chemtrail believer myself, and I just think, well, you know, summer in the middle of February doesn't seem quite right to me, but I try not to worry about it because, you know, I actually feel there's virtually nothing we can do about this. People can go out and demonstrate, and that often does actually bring some kind of change, but there is so much money behind the influences that are creating all the climate craziness. It's going to take a very, very huge amount of money from someone or from some massive organisation to actually do something about it. The good news about that, is in astrology, as we head towards 2020, we see things moving in what might be the right direction, so there's hope there. Essentially by 2020 we are looking in terms of astrology at much more of a globally ruled world. This will either be because of some kind of one world government, or it may be that big companies, the companies that make things, that sell things, that employ people, will actually take over and have more of a leading role. Now that scares the life out of me, to be honest. I really wouldn't like to see that happening the way things are at the moment. But as I look at the astrology going forward, there is every chance that actually the nature of things will change and the world might actually be quite well governed. And when you think about it, as recently as the 1970s, and even right into the early 80s actually, management people were meant to be kind of sarcastic, a bit nasty, a bit unapproachable, and generally came down like a ton of bricks on staff. If people didn't do that, they tended to lose their job as management, because that's what people thought management was about. Into the late 80s, the 90s, and ever since, companies have begun to understand the importance of having a bit of play, a bit of actual kind of recreation in your life. And so we're actually seeing workplaces becoming happier places. We're seeing groups of people from work going out and doing bonding exercises. It's all changed. A lot of people find that a bit unpleasant, to be honest, but I think that's because we're used to the old ways, really. No, I'm used to the old ways, and I do find that quite disconcerting. But we've got to keep looking up, we've got to keep looking positive, because positive change only comes if people are all kind of lined up and wanting it and expecting it. If we all expect everything to just be dire and never get any better, that basically is what's going to happen. Right, okay, tomorrow coming up, we have Sun sextile Mars. Now that is going to be, that's actually the case almost now, because it's an applying aspect. We're coming up towards it, and it has been indicated for the last few days. But today is the actual day. No, it's not. Sorry, Wednesday the 27th. It's tomorrow that it actually happens. What am I like? I don't know. It's going to be a bump in energy, more energy than usual. It's not very long-lived, and it's not all that powerful, but it's a great thing to take advantage of, because around love and finances, it's going to be pretty good, you know. I don't know how much any of us are really going to be able to make out of it, or how far forward we're going to get with it, but it's a very positive thing. It's a very positive opportunity. So that's where we are with the moon and the stars and the planets today. Thanks very much for watching. I can't do this one live. I can't get on live in UK daytime, unfortunately. But I am going to try and be around a bit later. Got some new plans for the channel. It's going all esoteric. It's going all spiritual. There'll still be the woodwork and that kind of thing. The subscriber giveaway clock is still happening. That's very nearly ready. I got the paint for that today. There'll be much more live mediumship, some crystal ball coming in this week as well. I think about time we introduce the crystal ball. And other woodwork things, wands, that kind of thing, things to do with crystals. That's really where I'm headed with the channel, because I can see that's what most of you seem to want me to be doing. And I'm really glad, because those are things I thoroughly enjoy doing. So, thanks for sharing the journey. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't enjoyed it, you know what to do. Sharing the journey goes loads better if you leave me a comment. So leave me a comment and we'll have a chat. I'll be back very soon. I'll be here again today doing something, but this is the astrology, and this is me signing off. See you later. Have a great day, my friends. Bye.